Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Current Review. And like you all know me, we come to you live every Tuesday from 10 o'clock. And today we'll be talking to a very interesting gentleman who's got a very interesting concept. He's part of an interesting concept that most people actually do. It's something that is quite needed in the province. And like I say, you know the show I always host it with my brother Tammy. I call him Mr. T. And today we'll be talking to Mzwakhe Khachela, who's part and parcel of the Free State International Music Conference that will be taking place in November, in the second week of November, here in Bloemfontein. And it's something that is quite needed within the arts fraternity sector, because we all know how the arts industry in the Free State is actually lacking, not lacking, because it's non-existent, even though we do have artists that are actually out there and participating. And it's that time of the year also, where promoters like I and a couple of others will be getting inboxes from artists requesting from space to perform in various shows. And I think this is a perfect time for me to actually let Mr. Mzwakhe actually introduce the concept and tell us what's the whole purpose of the Free State International Music Conference and why the name International Music Conference. Mr. Mzwakhe.
Mr. Kotsi, how are you?
I'm good, and you, my brother. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Am I audible enough?
Yeah, no, you are.
For this platform and the colleagues, the team, like Mr. Kotsi introduced myself, Mzwakhe Free State Music Association. So basically, a Free State Music Association as an organization or a body, a structure, which was formed to assist artists in terms of how can they relate to the collecting society. Different collecting societies trying to introduce ourselves and to have an understanding of what societies are doing and how can they assist artists, specifically our artists from the Free State. So basically a structure which is formed to basically help our artists tracking their royalties, to know how can they connect with all these collecting societies in South Africa, even those that they don't know of. There are many now that are growing, that are starting in South Africa, and we have collecting societies like IMPRA, which people are still not aware of, and its work and what it does, and how can artists benefit from such collecting societies. So we basically into the collecting societies. Until this date, we still have majority of our artists who still don't know what are collecting societies, how do they work, and how can they connect with them for the benefit of their music, but specifically the business side of it, which then deals with royalties. So Free State Music Association is an association which is established in the Free State Province. We've been there. It has a team of individuals who have a very impressive profile in the music business. As we know that we have our leader, which is our chairperson, Mr. Ayanda Khoda, who has worked with so many artists, managed groups and all that. So he carries a lot of experience and a skill into this business. Myself included as well. I've been in the administration now, worked with so many artists and still are working with so many artists in South Africa and internationally as well. We have assisted so many artists to deal with most specifically administrative work, because most of the time it becomes a challenge to know the music business. There's a lot that's happening behind the scene. It's not only talent, it's not only about performing, but it's also about business side of it. So in a nutshell, I can say that's who we are, that's what we do.
And because of the lack of, and I find that we state, you mentioned the part about the business side of the creative side. They tend to lack to understand that side a lot. Who can we expect, especially amongst the speakers, to actually speak to artists about financial management and opportunities in that spectrum? Mzwa? Okay, I think Mzwakhe's network just froze a bit. Mr. T.
Yeah, I see. I also see that Mzwakhe's signal is not very well, but I also would have wanted to know, like, how are they promoting the conference itself? Because it sounds like a lot of artists need to, especially from this province, need to attend that conference of music for them to be able to be, able to get themselves out there, because it is not maybe in the with the parts of collecting that they are struggling, but also the marketing of their own craft. So will that conference also touch on that, and as well as the promotion itself of the conference? Is it going to be like, do most artists know? Are they promoting it in the mainstream media, or is it just on social media? Except with us just now.
Yeah, you're actually raising a relevant question, because I also wanted to get clarity due to the fact that there's another music conference taking place in that very same week. And this one particularly, I saw it's got some national faces to it. I know it's brought to you by DJ Christos, and it's happening on another outlet just not far from their venue. So there's a bit of a confusion. When here's an initiative that pops up and then followed by another initiative similar, and then you ask yourself, why can't the two just come together and come up with one big massive conference? So these are things that are actually also kind of like causing a dent in the industry, the lack of collaboration amongst ourselves.
I think he has just rejoined us.
Yeah.
And maybe you want to take him through those two questions that we just discussed in me and you. Are you back now? Mzwakhe, can you hear us this time around?
Seems like he's struggling with audio.
I'm back. I'm back with energy. I'm back. Network problems here. I was connected. Can you hear me, gentlemen?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay.
We were just talking while you were off with Tebza that how are you promoting the conference to the general population of musicians in the Free State? Do you have a presence in the mainstream media, or is it just social media? And Tebza was also talking about one important thing, that there is another conference which is taking place not too far from where you guys will be hosting yours, as well as not in in the same week. You say, Tebza. You say it's in the same week. So the question is, why are you hosting a similar conference and you guys are not working together?
Okay, I'll firstly address the second question, and then I'll go to the first one. To be quite honest, I'm not even aware of the other conference that is happening within the times. I mean, planned this conference as far as last year November, and already we had dates, and because we started engaging with all these collecting societies as soon as last year. as we were planning and working on the association. So already we had the date because we had other stuff that we are doing during the year, and already in other months we were busy with our festivals and other things that we are doing. So already November was set aside to say this is a month that we believe that not many is happening in terms of events. And I think Mr. Kotsi can attest to that. In November, we don't have many events happening in Bloem. So we said it would be a good month to host this conference when everyone is like maybe done with their summer, spring festivals and now getting ready for the festive season events. Now November will be an ideal month to host this conference, as to be able to get